subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Shakti, Women Who Fought Odds, presented by Heal Tokyo and Heal India. Like other Sundays, today too, we have another incredible woman. And her story is really incredible. She came to Japan when she was 24-year-old, 41 years ago. She didn't know even one word of Japanese. Today, she is teaching Japanese culture in university. She is a laughter yoga teacher, and her name on the fourth grade social study book in Japanese school. So her achievements are never ending. So with big applause, let's welcome Adarsh Bala Sharma. Namaste, konnichiwa, Adarshji. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show, Shakti, Women Who Fought Odds.
Namaste.
So I'm really glad, and rather I would say this is my honor that I'm taking your interview. You are really an others. What is others is actually the English speaking people, they don't know that is inspiration. So you are others. You are an others for all of us, especially for the women. So that's why the viewers who are watching, their first question would be, because including me, that how did you start this journey? Because what I heard from you that you came really long ago in 70s, I think, 1970s. So how was that times Japan, and how did your parents let you come to Japan? If you can just share a little bit about it.
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much to give this opportunity. And you said I'm Adarsh, so I think it's so nice of you to comment like that. But my parents gave me this name and I really love it. So talking about how did I come to Japan, it has been really long time, more than 4 decades. So I was teaching in a B.Ed college, but we say teacher training college in India. And I happened to meet some of Japanese professors there, those who went for a survey. I'm from Punjab, actually. And at that time, they needed someone that who can translate from English to Japanese and English to Punjabi and Hindi. And since I was in education, so I helped them. And, that time there was no internet and nothing like that. But meeting the people and it motivated me about Japan. And of course, my parents in the beginning, they were thinking you have a good career here. And, that's the time when parents think about the marriage and arranged marriages, of course. But I told my parents that I want to go to Japan and do some research about education. And while talking to these professors, and I realized that Japan's education system is very unique. And so almost they had the literacy to 99%. And it is a little different in India at that time. So that made me to come to Japan. And my parents agreed. I'm lucky.
This is, I think they were way advanced then at that time, I guess, right? So because you were alone, you were very young at that time, and it was like 1970. Which year was it?
It was 1979.
1979. Okay, so
Yes.
it's long ago, and an young girl is coming to Japan alone. It was a brave step, I would say, very brave step, and very brave of them, your parents, to let you come to Japan. But I think it was the best decision they had ever made. I would say that. What did you say?
Yeah, I think, and it was a nightmare for me too, because first of all, the language. And I think me and even my parents, we had a kind of misunderstanding that if we speak English, we can survive anywhere in the world. So, but the scenario was entirely different when I came to Japan, and I knew only one word, sayonara. That is due to the movie Love in Tokyo.
I was going to say that. Yeah, love in Tokyo. Yes.
So, but we can't start the things with sayonara. You even don't know the
Sayonara
meaning.
means sayonara.
Sayonara is from the beginning is goodbye. So it was really, I mean, that when we think back, our memories brought all the good things. It's a kind of nostalgic, but at that time it was a nightmare because no signs in English, all in Japanese. So you don't know even from your home where you are going. And there were no associations like NPOs or like these are all in 1990s. These things came to Japan. And even you don't know where to go and ask for help. I remember that once I lost the way, and first thing I went to the nearby police box, like I asked them, and they were thinking which planet I came from and what I'm talking about. And then, okay, then I went to the railway because I was in the train and I just took the opposite direction. And then I went there and then I asked the railway person, and he was also A. And this A was really so scary for me. Or their gesture was like that. Because in Japan,
わかりません.
yeah, and in Japan, it's okay because whenever they say like that, it's not a rude or impolite. But for me, it was like a disappear. What are you talking about? Because I
True.
don't know even expressions. Only I know they are very polite because they are just bowing. And then I remember then I met some senior high school students and I asked them that I want to go to Teskayama Gakuin University because my university, the name. And how can I go there? Do you speak English, first of all? And they said, yes, yes, yes. And then I said, how can I go to this university? Within a blink, everyone disappeared, because they didn't, I think they didn't know what I was saying. So you won't believe in my sari, which I really my favorite attire. I was in sari and this was moving almost a whole city to whom to ask you. So then I found an English conversation school. I picked up the courage and entered. And then they said no. So, but I thought this is my last hope. Even I can't go back to home where I was staying at that time. So then I went and I literally pulled a woman and I asked her that's written in English. Oh, then she said to me, go to the seventh floor, that building, because the office was there. So there, one American woman, she helped me. But Nupur, I think that was my last. I thought I have to learn Japanese or I have to go back. I think it was just 3 days after I came to Japan. So I remember that night I called my dad that I will give a try. And my dad was saying, just come back. It's okay. You have just enjoy sightseeing. But then I chose to take it as a challenge because I really respected my parents, that those who really. And they were saying, you studied Shakespeare. Why you are going to Japan? Go to England if you want. So, well, somehow that was the time. Then 10 weeks I learned Japanese in YMCA in Osaka. And then I could converse because, that was a survival for me, either to.
True.
And
Yeah, so your story is reminding me kind of, when I first came, I was in Matsuyama. So,
Mhm.
so even the same, I didn't know any of Japanese. The first word, Nihongo Zenzen Hanasimasen. So there was actually the same thing. Even in Tokyo these days, even 90s, many people could speak English, but especially the small town, even the countryside, still the situation is same, I guess.
Yeah.
And then everyone, and I knew where to go. Then somebody, I said, "Kore wa dochira desu ka? Where is it?" After that, what he replied, I could not understand. So that I can imagine what I am talking about. It is 2003, and you are talking about 79 when there was no internet. So I can feel what you went through at the time.
Yeah.
The fear. being lost in foreign land, the fear of being alone, the fear of being female,
Right.
so everything was together. So I can you are very brave. You're such an inspiration that you said, no, this is my challenge, I'm not going to give up here. So
Yeah.
it is not only for language, learning language. This is, I think, inspiration for
Yeah.
everyone, whoever is giving up at their trying and not pursuing, I guess. So this is an example for all of us.
Yeah, not at all. I'm sure you're doing so much. But then, we have to take one step each. We just can't jump. And so I think from there, my journey was started. And I was so lucky to get the support of all people. You know that we cannot do anything by ourselves. And after 4 years, I got married.
Mhm.
And then the life changed in entirely different way, different struggles or different challenges.
So how did you meet? How did you meet that lucky man? I would say he's very lucky.
Yeah, he is an economist and his field is India. So
Okay.
he's doing research on Indian economy for I think last 45 years or maybe more than that. In fact, he went to do PhD in India, but at that time, of course, I didn't know who was he and I never met him. So he has some strong connections with India and so
And he
so
got Indian wife.
so my parents, I mean, didn't mind much. I mean, they didn't because he knew about India a lot. And so somehow my parents, they really trusted me in a way. And they said that the life you choose, we are with you.
Hmm. That's beautiful, because the way you proved yourself that you did not go back, you stayed here, you fought, and you proved yourself. I think your parents had all the reason to have the trust on you and whatever decision you take.
Yeah,
So,
thank you very much.
so after that, after the marriage, life became smooth. You said then the your volunteer work, what you started, and we all know that your stories on the fourth grade, social science there. So
Yes.
everything, we'd love to be inspired by that. That how did you start the volunteer work, and because at the same time you are teaching as a profession, you are teaching, right?
Yes, that's right.
So we'd love to know a little bit about that too.
Yeah, you know that. So in the beginning, the struggle, or I won't say the struggle, the challenge was in a different way. So you have to learn Japanese, you have to understand your surroundings. First of all, how to get on the trains, and I mean, from the small things. But the second thing at that time, after, especially after I married, and before that, I must tell you, I got scholarship and I came to Nara Women University for a research. And after that, after my marriage, how to live and how to make a space of my own. Because, I am in Japan, especially you are such and such person's wife, and then, whose mother and the name, surname I mean, share. So for me, it was okay. I was happy with my marriage because I chose a person, but I wanted my own space. And in Japan, I think it's a little difficult at that time. So at that time I realized that how can I belong to this society without changing my identity? Because I am Indian and I want to be an Indian. Many people ask me, why don't you change your nationality? I know it's a piece of paper, but I don't want
If
actually.
you don't mind, you
I
still
could
have
be
Indian
a
passport?
Japanese. I have Indian passport.
Oh, so proud of you.
So, I mean, as you know, that it doesn't matter. We are you, me, or many. We are global people. For us, passport doesn't matter.
True.
But for me, I wanted to live here as an Indian woman. And so at that time, I was thinking, now we have so many opportunities. But when we go back in early 80s, so I was thinking, what can I do? How can I belong to this society? Or because they will say Usami-san's Oksan or something like that. That's okay. That's perfectly all right. So at that time, I realized that when we want to belong, I can't expect anything from them. They don't need me, maybe. I need them. So at that time, I realized the best thing to do something first. And that is the volunteer thing, you know. And in volunteer, there's a no top, bottom, no nationality, anything you can do because you don't expect money or you don't expect anything from them. It is what you can share. So from there, my volunteer works are started, and I lived in Osaka Prefecture University, where my husband was teaching, and in the campus we were. And I found many foreign students, they are totally lost, especially those who came with their families. So I had a like small communities, Chinese or Koreans or Brazilians, they have their own community. But like people from Afghanistan or it was from Iran and Nepal, there were very few at that time. And their husband and wife both are they are from they came here for study or some work. So I started supporting them, and especially children, they didn't want to go to the school because some of the children don't eat pork, we don't eat beef, or we are some of us are vegetarian. So these things were so difficult at that time, and schools were not ready to accept that, and nobody could just get into the Japanese school at that time.
Even still, the system is
Yes,
very
yes.
strong. Yes.
So, and at that time, and I found the tears because the children couldn't say even to the parents because parents don't understand Japanese. So at that time, I started slowly because my education career helped me a lot. And I gave them choices like PTA, they have PTA system here. So
Yes.
I can go there, I can talk to them. And you know that our Indian culture is so vast and so deep. So just I said I'll make chai for them. Like 20 people will share chai, or then I can, you know, food fashion festival. If I put in the, if I say in short words, so wearing sari, or sometimes later then from chai they said, okay, let's make curry or something from small things. And then there is a one, there's Kayama Women College, and they asked me, please, why don't you teach in our university? So I realized at that time that education never get waste. So my education was there. And teaching English is, you know, is a very common for all the foreign people. But I could go deep into that. And mass media also a little bit was attracted that what this little Indian woman is doing here. And so that like this the things I started. And then my husband's parents live in Nara, and they were getting old, so I wanted to stay with them. So we moved to Nara. My husband was commuting, and so here then, luckily, I could meet some people, those who really wanted to organize these activities. So I was doing the many places, but in Nara, then we started in 1996 a group, and we call Nara Family and Friends. And in that group, we teach Japanese and we tell them how to live. I mean, with the how to live with or coexist. I must use the word how to coexist with Japanese people. And somehow we have now, I think, more than 60 people. And Japanese volunteers, they help us. And actually, what the government should do, we are doing.
True. Exactly. Yes. You're very much right.
I think the Japanese government has now many plans. Many people are they are accepting many foreign people, but they are not prepared yet, especially education system. And but I am not a reformer, or I'm not a do this or do that. I am just doing my part, what I can do, and many Japanese support for that. And
That's
yeah, sorry.
That's wonderful. Actually, at that time, maybe Japanese government was not that aware about foreign the all these things. I think now the government is doing a lot of things for,
Right, right.
yeah, for make them used to with the system, or having the
Yes.
Japanese courses, free courses, and a lot of things they're doing. I think especially in Tokyo they're doing a lot of things. But every wherever I went, because I stayed in uh, three places in Kitakyushu itself, then Matsuyama, then Fukuoka City. Now I'm in Tokyo. So I faced like I what I found that yes, the local government now they have started doing. When I
Right,
came in
right.
2003, it was not that much actually. So I did a lot of volunteer work because the Japanese friends they helped me, and I thought why not giving back to the society
You're right,
since
right. Mhm.
they are helping me. So this is the way you had started. So what you said that your belonging, like being Adarsh Bala Sharma, like keeping that name, and being an Indian woman, your existence was very much important for you at that time,
That's right.
right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think now your husband can say my Indian wife. I think that would be the title. Very good title, because I don't know whether you watched or not. That was a Bengali movie. Aparna Sen made a movie, Japanese Wife, actually.
Ah, yeah.
So I think now your husband can say my Indian wife. That would be very good title. So after that you kept doing all these things while working at the university. You kept doing this volunteering for the society.
Yeah, you know that my work helps me a lot because I know many people. And now I'm teaching in NIST, Nara Information Science and Technology, and I have a student, I think, almost for more than 20 countries. And of course, I have Japanese students too. And you will be surprised, I'm teaching Japanese culture.
We are
So,
not surprised. We are rather proud because we know that you are an incredible lady.
yeah, no, but like, volunteer work is something that as I said, that I want to belong to this society.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, belong, or you can say my own space. So, even for, I won't say here Japanese or Indian or anyone, we women, we
We women,
always
yes.
need.
Hmm.
You know that even in Japan or even in India, their first father's home, then husband's home, and son's home. I mean, that's okay. That used to be the system. But I'm the person, and identity is not something very common in Japan because you know that even we don't have the exact word in the dictionary. What is identity? Because Japanese, they don't care much about that, but they
True.
need it. They need it, of course. So, but for me, that okay, I'm Usami's wife, I'm Ken's mother, I'm Ryo's mother, I am Miss Aika's mother-in-law, I mean somebody's grandmother. That's perfectly fine. I'm proud of them. But I want my own space. I'm Adarsh, and this is my work. Even if somebody recognize me or don't recognize, it doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter. If they recognize me, I'm happy. But I have done something. What that my parents gave me such, I mean, education, the time when the girls were not much educated. I mean, going to the college was okay, but they sent me to the postgraduate college. And then I wanted to work first, in my family's women didn't work. Education is, I mean, in any case in the life, you need it. You have education, you can survive. But my parents let me work. Then they let me come to Japan also at the same time. So I didn't want to go all these things waste. And many my Japanese friends say that they got lots of power. They say you're so ferocious, but you look so mild. I said I'm not going to be a revolutionary or anything. but I am firm and determined what I want to do in my life.
That is the power of real yogi. They look calm,
And
but
I will
they're
continue to do as long as I am here, even a small part or just a drop in the ocean. Yes.
That's so beautifully you said, I also felt the same. Why we have to lose our name, right? So what you said very beautifully, you said definitely somebody's wife is beautiful, being somebody's wife is a beautiful thing. Somebody's mother is love
Mm,
it when somebody calls me Mihika Zokasan, Mihika Michan no Okasan. I love it. But
mm.
being you, your own identity, you exist. That is very much important. And when I came here 2003, I found that was not in Japan.
Right, right.
Yeah. So I was very disappointed because I thought like Japan is very advanced country. So maybe there would be women, the girls, they will have their own separate identity. But I found like they're not, I wouldn't say ambitious, they're not aware of having their
That's right.
identity.
That's right.
Right. So
Right.
that was, I was very disappointed. But what you said, in staying in Japanese society, being a Japanese wife, like a
Mm.
Japanese person's wife, and sending your sons to Japanese, at least, raising them in Japanese society, but
Yeah.
keeping your own identity, it was a very big challenge, but you proved it that if you want something, you can make it happen.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So yes, so and the last question I would like to ask that laughter yoga. How did it help? Like, did Japan really participate? Were they really interested? How did it really help in the society?
You know that laughter yoga, so many people are not aware of it. I mean, it's just
Yes.
slowly they are getting. And I, I think it was in 1997. Somebody asked me in my English class, what is laughter yoga? And I didn't know about that. And then I found that Dr. Madan Kataria, you might have heard his name. And so he started this. This is a kind of movement. And I came across in 2012. I mean, so many things. I was taking care of my mother-in-law and all I couldn't. And so somewhere I also forgot to laugh, so the life was really, especially my mother-in-law, I had to take care of her I mean, she was on bed. And so at that time, I found the people around me, even my students, I taught in many senior high schools. And couldn't see that young people always, when we were young, we were always giggling for no reason. And I found there's a lot of stress and people around me also living alone, some of them. And so out of curiosity, I went to Dr. Kataria in India and I learned it. And then after coming, I started and I found that the people, those who really don't want to laugh, they could laugh with me. And it is some kind, you do the lot of healing, it was kind of so many blockage in our heart or in our body, it removed like anything. So I started in the hospital, some of the or some care facilities, and many people they say they didn't laugh even for 5 years and they could laugh with me. It is an amazing, and even my family, they say, we can't imagine you standing on the stage, your character, or ha 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 like that. But I think even I could do very spontaneously. And the people, they really, you should try it.
Of course, I'd love to. I even, people ask me, Nupur, why do you laugh so much? People, people complain. I keep laughing, actually. But now I think now I have to try it and I have to make people laugh also. Those who complain, me laughing.
No, because we laugh, but this is a kind of therapy. It is, I mean, we laugh with the people, we laugh with the friends, or we laugh and we see the comic movies or something. But this is the laugh without any reason. So
You got
this
a student.
laughter is very
I'm going to
different.
learn from you.
Yeah, let's do it together whenever
Yes,
you want.
definitely we'll do together.
Because I
So,
do in the schools also. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I think your 42 years life in Japan, especially I think Osaka, Nara, all those parts. I think now within few minutes we cannot just sum up and say
That's
this
right.
is Adarsh Bala Sharma, right? We cannot just do it. We need more and more. So I would love to come back to you again and again and take inspiration from your work, from your life, and not only for me because there are many. At 79, what you had done today at 2021, many women are, struggling, and they are not. I would say they cannot just determine. They cannot fix whether that is the right way for them or the wrong.
Mhm.
That thing, there are many millions of women are struggling, just to decide, just to take a decision. So what you had done at 1979, so I would say you're such an inspiration for all of us. And this show is Shakti Women Who Fought Odds, and you are such an example for all of us.
Yeah,
So
thank
thank you so much.
thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm not very good at talks like this, but thank you very much.
Adarji, you talked so beautifully, and whatever came from your heart, and that is the most beautiful thing. Because I do the same thing, and we
That's
don't have to pretend. We don't have to just interview thing because we
I
should just
can't.
speak, right? Yeah, I
I'm
know, I
not
know
good
you
at
can.
it.
So I also can't. I just talk. I say what I believe in. That is me. So I think from the bottom of my heart, a lot of respect for you and lots of pranam to you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
thank you, Adarji. Thank you.
See,
And
okay.
viewers are delighted to know you and your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until next time,
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
namaste and arigato gozaimasu.
ありがとうございます。
So, everyone, that was really an inspirational story, an incredible story to inspire the society. So, as I always say, do share these videos because you never know who need these inspiration. With this, I'll be back to you with Let's Talk Business next Friday. Until then, do take care of yourself and do love yourself too. I'll be with you next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, for a few days, Shivratri, good night, and Vesmanasai. Namaste.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.